Sunday morning. Really appreciate it. Also, hello to everybody watching on Twitch. Oh, can I have a clicker? Thank you. Perfect. All right. Okay. Well, let's go. So, my name is Martin Winkowski. I'm the lead game designer of Dying Light. Once again, thank you so much for coming. So for those of you who see our game for the very first time, Dying Light is a first-person action survival game. It's set in a really vast open world, and the feature that we're most proud of is absolutely the unprecedented freedom of movement. And what I really mean by that is you can traverse the world completely free. So everything that's within the reach of your hands, you can just get on top of it. And we don't want it to be, just a gimmick. You don't do it for the sake of it. The way we design the environment and the way enemies behave, it really push you towards using it. It's a tool for survival. And then on top of that, we have a dynamic day and night cycle. And what's really cool about it is we actually change gameplay from day to night. So during the day, you would spend time, exploring, questing, finding loot, supplies, building, crafting exotic weapons. But when the night comes, you become the prey. So infected get really vicious and dangerous, and you really have to use every single tool at your disposal to survive the sunrise. So having said all that, I propose I'll shut up for a moment, and let's see how the game looks like. Let's roll the video.
Peggy 18.
These are the highlights of Dying Light, and I swear, I get goosebumps every time I see them. Alright, so before we jump into the stuff that I have for you guys today, I actually have a favor to ask. Alright? So I actually know that right now the whole dev team for Dying Light is actually watching this stream right now. And they're crunching on the game as we speak. So what I want to ask you is, I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to shout Dying Light and make as much noise as you can. Alright? You guys ready? Alright, Techland, this is for you. 1, 2, 3. Dying Light! Really appreciate it. You have no idea how, that gives so much energy and, makes us go forward. All right, let's get to the point. one of the most recurring questions that we have about our game is, does Dying Light have co-op? I don't know why this particular question, because I thought it was really clear. Yes, it does. It has 4-player co-op, right? 4-player co-op, totally seamless, right from the start to the very end. You get to play with up to 3 of your friends. The stuff that I'd like to show you actually is about co-op. This is actually a video that we recorded some time ago, and this is actually me playing the game with Timon, who's one of our producers. He was here last year, you know, big old guy, really awesome guy. And also there's a guy named Przemek Mróz. He's our PR guy, and he's an absolutely total badass when he plays that game. So basically every time you see some kind of gameplay that we release, and you see our character doing crazy stuff, that's him playing. Alright, let's roll the video, let's get to it. So here we are, playing co-op. You can already see the other dude standing on the rooftop. And I'm just, you know, hanging out in the streets, arming traps, finding loot. Because, you know, we really don't want to push anything. You know, we want you to play the game the way you want to play it. So you want to stick together, watch each other's back, you know, killing zombies, that's okay. You don't feel like it, you'd rather like, okay, you guys keep in the streets, I'm gonna hang on the rooftops, you know, do my stuff, that's okay. So, you know, you might decide, I'm going to do this side quest, and I'm going to do a totally different one, and then we meet together. It's totally up to you how you want to play it. But the feature I want to show you today is something that actually grew naturally from how we play the game. You know, so this is what friends do, right? When they play the game, they dare each other to do something, or they brag that I can do something better than you know, I can be faster, stuff like that. So we thought, why not just put it in the game, right? We do it anyway. So even though you're playing co-op, at certain points of the game will ask you, hey, you guys want a competitive challenge? So here we're gonna have a little example. We approach this group of zombies, and the game says, you wanna try it? So here we are, we're starting a combat challenge, and it basically is whoever kills more zombies in under a minute wins. And at this point, it's really fun to watch people play, because at this point, you know, they were watching each other's back, helping each other. When the challenge starts, they don't care, like, screw it, man, I gotta win this challenge, they don't care anymore, they just, yeah, look at that, they just starting to whack everything in their way just to get the kill and have that win for them. Alright, so just 6 seconds left, 5, alright, last kill. There we go, beautiful headshot. And there you go, you win. Now what you get out of this, so every time you participate in a challenge and you win, that means you get extra experience. And that means if you're good at it and you win, you get this extra experience. That means you level up faster, so your character becomes stronger faster. And what's most important, you get access to all those special abilities faster. Another example. You know, this time around it's an agility. Let's roll the video. Yeah. This time around it's an agility challenge. So it's not about who kills more stuff. It's actually about getting to a certain destination first. So in this particular scenario, we had an airdrop coming in, and when it's coming, the game says, "Hey, you want to race? Who gets there first?" So here you can see, you know, players just trying to get there, using their free running skills to traverse as fast as possible. You can already see them at the box, and whoever gets there first opens the chest, and there you go, you win. So depending on what type of challenge that is, if it's related to combat or agility, you're going to get experience points towards that proficiency. Because you guys know, right, that you develop your character by doing. We have major two proficiencies, such as combat, power, agility. You can make your character level up faster if you take place into that. Now, everything that you saw was co-op with a little sparkle of competitive on top of that. And as you can see, it all happened during the day. Now let's fast forward a little bit, and I want to show you how cool it looks when the dynamic day-night cycle happens in the game. And talking about competitive, how about PvP? I hope you know, because on top of all the co-op and competitive stuff that we have, we also have PvP mode. That's called Be the Zombie. And that's basically what it says it is. So you get to play as the super infected, you get to jump into other people's games and mess them up. And again, it's totally seamless. So just like in the example that I showed you, people are just playing the game, walking, finding loot, killing zombies. But every time the night comes, the game is open for invasion. And that means the people who choose to play as a zombie get to jump in and you have to deal with it. So yeah, let's see how it looks like. So here we are. You can already see a little indication that the night hunter is already coming. Now, how do you deal with that threat? Well, you're going to need two tools. The first one is something that we call survivor sense. So what it does, it actually helps you sense where the night hunter might be coming from. And yeah, there he is. You see? Alright, so every time I'm using my survivor sense, there's a little pulse coming. And when that pulse turns red, just like this, that means he's really close, and that gives you a general direction of where he might be coming from. Now the second thing you're going to need is your UV flashlight. You see, the night hunter is sensitive to light. So, when you put it in the light, yeah, there it is. Alright, so when you put the flashlight on it, it actually burns his skin. It drains his energy and disables his ability. Alright, so what this whole match is all about? Well, for the Night Hunter, the agenda is pretty simple. He has one goal: hunt down the survivors and kill them. Like that. As you can see, it really takes seconds for him. Now, if you happen to be on the human side, it's not about killing him. We actually spawn special zombie hives. You should be seeing that in a second. Just let's get rid of it here. So you see, he uses his crowns to turn it up. When we put the flashlight on it, we scare him away. Now, when you're playing as humans, we spawn those hives. There are 3 hives spawning every time the Night Hunter joins the game, and it's your job to find them and destroy them. And how do you do that? Well, as you can see, Night Hunter is absolutely agile. Like you can't really match, even with all your free-running skills against it. But at the same time, he's pretty, he's like a glass cannon. So he can't really go head-to-head against your melee decks. By the way, that's an awesome save. In the last second, put the light on it, get him off your back. So if you can get close, if you can keep on, you can kill him like that. And that's your window of opportunity to go and destroy those hives. On the other hand, the Night Hunter, he's going to keep you guessing. He's got to keep you guessing where he's coming from. Try to get you guys separated. When you're playing this game, you've got to be strategical about it. One of you might act as a bait. Maybe somebody, you guys watch each other's back. You have to cooperate and you have to stay together, because if not, he can get you guys separated and bam, and you're dead in an instant. And now that you're dead, before you respawn, your friends are on the big disadvantage, because right now, you become easier prey for them. So it's really all about staying together. Use that light, keep it in the light. Here's an excellent example of how it works. So he tries to get them separated, but in a moment, they're already coming back to save him, put him on the flashlight, and scare him away. Here's another example. This is actually a beautiful last second save. Like, he was already at his chest, but they were able to hit him on the leg, so he falls down, again, into the light, and scare him away. But as easy it might sound easy, but it's really not. And here's a little example of how easy it is for the Night Hunter to get you killed. Yeah, ouch. Alright, so this is it. This is Dying Light. This is our co-op, competitive, and PvP mode. One more thing, we have a release date, which is super exciting because we're going to be the first major game of 2015. We're coming out in January 30th, so almost there. And if you really feel excited about the game, you can actually pre-order it right here on EGX. Just head downstairs, head to the Warner stand, and you can pre-order the game there. Last but not least, if you didn't have a chance to play that game yet, we have over a dozen stations right here in the EGX. Come in, play the game. I'm around, just tell me what you think. Thank you again so much for coming. Thank you so much.
That's it.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely phenomenal, and thank you for sharing so much. It's very
We do have time for some questions, so if anybody does have a question at all, just make your way to that lovely X just there, and we'll get a microphone in front of you, and you can ask some questions.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask me anything.
How about first volunteer?
Hi there.
Hey, how you doing? What's your name?
Matt,
Nice to meet you.
hello there. The parkour stuff and the traversal through the environments, you get to grade like through abilities like jump further or
Oh, yeah.
faster or that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, the way we think about player progression in this game is by doing. So like I said, you have two major proficiencies, power and agility, and you develop your character by doing. So that means you want to get better at agility, you have to do that stuff. So you run, you jump, you climb, and then if you end up accumulate enough points, you level up. You get faster and stronger and so on. And then on top of that, and that's really important, you get access to special abilities. And we really think about them as game changers. So choosing one over another going to decide how you can handle a game situation. So here's an example. You end up in a dead end, and you're surrounded by zombies. One of the agilities that you can unlock is actually jump off zombies, right off them. Like you can use them to launch yourself in the air. So if you choose that, you're like, there's no chance for me, right? You're like, I'm getting out of here. On the other hand, if you choose something else, then, well, you have to deal with that situation differently. So, yes, you get better, you have much more, you know, we give you new toys to play with. And again, it's all about how you want to play the game. You can customize the character to the way you want to play it.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, another demo.
Thank you.
I had a question about PvP.
Yes.
You said it's kind of drop in, drop out kind of. Is that a bit like a Dark Souls kind of people invading a world, or is it a separate queuing kind of system?
No, yeah, you can think about it that way. So yeah, you just play your game, and every time there's night, your game's open for invasion, and so that's like one of the scenarios that might happen during the night.
Does that mean you run into serious problems if you play single player when you don't have someone to help you out versus the hunter?
Well, that means it's going to be a significant challenge, yes, but it's doable. We see that people doing it during the playtest. And then we also say that, well, if you don't like it, well, the cool thing is that, you don't, when you play as a zombie, you don't only join random people. We actually, check the list of all your friends who are currently playing, and you can decide, okay, I'm going to kill you. And then everybody hates you, but it's totally worth it. But on the other hand, if you don't feel like it, you might decide, I'm only going to allow my friends to do it, or I can turn it off completely. But seeing so far how much fun people have with that mode, it's going to be all by default.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, also love the demo. Great, really good.
Thank you.
As Techland's second zombie title, what would you say you learned from the spiritual predecessor?
Oh, that's a very good question. I could talk for hours. Yeah, like 3 minutes. Our previous game, that was our first open world game. So there was tons of stuff that we had to learn, and not only in terms of game design, level design, technology, everything. We have to learn a lot of stuff. We have to learn from the scratch. So having that experience behind the belt really allows us to take the whole sandbox experience to the next level. So we iterated pretty much everything, and coming up with new IP, we also had to come up with something that really makes it a new IP. So new features, stuff that makes this game unique. So yeah, a lot of I'm calling let's just meet me outside and we'll talk for hours about that stuff.
Cool. Thanks. Can't wait.
Thank you very much, and thanks for your questions. I totally understand if you all want to rush off and go and play Dying right now, and that's absolutely fine. We do have another session here at 2 o'clock at Hellblade, so hopefully you'll join us for that as well. Yeah, please, a big round of applause for Magic and for Dying Light. Thank you very much.
Last but not least, if you have any more questions, just find me on Twitter, and I'm all yours. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah,
Thank you very much.